Hello everyone, welcome to my chemistry presentation. I am Dhiraj Agrawal and here I am to give presentation on hormones. So in this presentation I will give you introduction of hormones, nomenclature and some basic classification of hormones as well. But before we start, we should know what is hormones and how it is work in human body. Hormones are biological active compounds and chemical substances that act like messenger molecules in the body. After being made in one part of the body, they travels to other parts of the body. They travels in your bloodstream to tissue or organs. They helps to control cell and organs do their works. They work slowly over time and affect many different processes including growth and development metabolism. For example, insulin is the hormone that's made by the beta cell in the pancreas. So, this is the definition and brief introduction about hormones. Now, progesterone is a hormone in its own but also a precursor in the formation of glucocorticoid, mineralocorticoids, testosterone, and estrogen. In some cases, steroid hormones in a precursor molecules of other hormones. Amino acid Triosin is the starting point in the synthesis of both catecholamine and thyroid hormones. Many hormones are polypeptide or glycoprotein. This range is size from a small thyroprine releasing hormones and tripeptide to a single chain polypeptide like a adrenocorticotropic hormone. This is a small explanation of hormones. Now, I am going to start nomenclature of hormones. At the third International Conference on the Standardization of Hormones held at Geneva in 1938, the describe the terms of nomenclature was considered. It was agreed. Hormones are named based on organs of origin, function, and chemical structure. That fully descriptive terms, anterior lobe of the pituitary gland, should be adopted for reference to the organs in the record of the conference. For general specific use of the terms gonadotropin for reference to the principle with gonadotropin, action with the addition in each case of the suitable objective or descriptive phase to indicate the source of origin of the particular principle. Corticotropin and thyrotropin to donate the active principle of the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland, acting on the adrenal cortex and on the thyroid gland respectively. This is the nomenclature of hormones. Now coming to the major part of the hormones, that is classification of hormones. Hormones can be classified according to their chemical nature, mechanism of action, nature of their effects and stimulation of endocrine glands. Now first one is according to chemical nature of hormones. This category of hormones are divided to six classes. They are hormones, steroid, amines, peptide, protein, glycoprotein and eicosanoid. They are further described. Steroid hormones are classified according to the organs that synthesize them. Therefore, these hormones are classified as sex hormones, adrenal cortex hormones, and placenta hormones. Now, first one is sex hormones. These are group of hormones that produce in the testes in male and ovaries in the female. The male sex hormones are usually referred to as androgen and the principal androgen is known as testosterone. These hormones are produced primarily by the testes and in decreases amount by the adrenal cortex. Under androgen are primarily responsible for the proper development and maintenance of male reproductive function and stimulation of the secondary sex characteristics. Androgens are anabolic and used in stimulating the product of skeletal muscles and bone as well as red blood cell. In the order to enhance the anabolic activity of androgens without increasing their muscularizing ability, anabolic steroids were developed to combat disease marked by wasting. These synthetic hormones have been abused by individuals desiring to increase their muscle mass, such as athletes kicking to gain a competitive advantage. Overdosing has the link to serious side effects including infertility and coronary heart disease. On other hand, there are basically two female sex hormones which are estrogen and progestin. Estrogens Estrogens are secreted mainly by the ovaries and in similar smaller amounts by the adrenal glands and in men by the testes. The most potent estrogen is estradiol. This hormone has a similar function similarity to androgen in men. The estrogen promote the development and maintenance of the primary and secondary female sexual characteristics. They also stimulate linear growth and skeletal maturation. In some other mammals, these hormones have been shown to precipitate estrus. The ovarian production of estrogen stops plummets during menopause. Progestin, the most important of which is progesterone, are the other types of the female sex hormones and are named from their role in maintaining pregnancy. Estrogen and progestin are secreted cyclically during menstruation. During the menstrual cycle, the ruptured ovarian follicle of the ovary produce progesterone, which renders the uterine lining receptive to the implantation of fertilized ovum. Should this occur, the placenta becomes the main source of progesterone as pregnancy process. Placental production of progesterone increases and this high does suppresses ovulation preventing a second conception. Now second one is the adrenal cortex hormones. These hormones are produced in the adrenal cortex. They are mainly adrenocortical hormones which basically divide into two, that is glucocorticoids and the mineralocorticoids. Glucocorticoids consist of hormones such as cortisol, which mainly control and influence many metabolic processes like deposition of glycogen in the liver and the formation of glucose from amino acid and fatty acid. It also helps the maintenance of normal blood pressure and also processes anti-inflammatory and immunosuppressive action which are useful in treating rheumatoid arthritis and prevent the rejection of transplanted organs. Mineralocorticoids like aldosterone helps to maintain the balance between the salt and water in the body and predominantly expert their effect with the kidney. This is the classification by chemical nature of hormones. Now next one is on the basis of mechanisms of action of hormones. In these hormones are divided into two groups. First one is group 1 hormones and second one is group 2 hormones. Now group 1 hormones. These are group of lipophilic hormones that are usually derived from the cholesterol. These hormones usually bind to intracellular receptor, thereby forming hormone receptor complex. They are mostly found in general circulation in association with transport proteins. However, they have relatively longer half-lives in hours or day. Example of these hormones are T3, T4, estrogen, progesterone and testosterone. Now, group 2 hormones. These are hormones that bind to cell surface plasma membrane receptor before they stimulate the releasing of certain molecules known as second messenger, which will then perform the biochemical function of these hormones. These hormones are transported in free form and they usually process short half-lives in minute. Group second are further subdivided into three categories based on chemical nature of second messenger, like ACTH, FSH, LH, phospholipid, insulin, and cytosine. This is the mechanism action of hormones. Now, third one is nature of hormones action. According to nature of action of hormones, there are two divided into two parts. One is local hormones and second one is general hormones. First one is local hormones. These hormones have a specific local effect through paracrine secretion. For example, hormone testosterone. Next one, general hormones. These are hormones transported through circulation to the distal target tissue organ. Example are thyroid hormones and insulin. Third one is a specific hormones. These hormones affect function and specific organs. Now, fourth one is effect of hormones. According to effect of hormones, kinetic hormones, metabolic hormones, morphogenetic hormones are three types of effect of hormones. Kinetic hormones. These hormones may cause muscle contraction, pigment migration, glandular secretion and others. Example of these hormones is epinephrine. Second one, metabolic hormones. Metabolic hormones, these hormones that mainly cause changes in the rate of metabolism and balance the reaction. Example of are including insulin, glucagon, parathyroid hormones. Third one is morphogenetic hormones. These are hormones that mainly involved in growth and differentiation in the body. Example are follicle stimulation hormones, luteinizing hormones and thyroid hormones. This is the three main effects of hormones. Now, for fifth one is stimulation of androgen glands. On the basis of stimulation of androgen glands are divided into two main types. One is tropic hormones and second one is non-tropic hormones. First one is tropic hormones. These hormones stimulate other endocrine glands for secretion. Example are TSH, which stimulates secretion of thyroid glands for the production of thyroid hormones. Second one is non-tropic hormones. These are hormones that usually exert their effects on non-endocrine target tissues. Example of these hormones are thyroid hormone, which increase the rate of oxygen consumption and metabolic activity of different cells in the body. So this is the overall view about classification of hormones. Thank you everyone for giving me your valuable time for this presentation. Thank you.